Hey, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education and this week's Ask Anissa video column. Remember, if you are watching this video on my YouTube channel, be sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any new videos when they come out. And be sure to go to rnrmagonline.com and that you are subscribed to not only their e-newsletter where you will see this video every week, along with lots of other goodies, but you can subscribe to the digital magazine and get a ton of great information absolutely free. Okay, so this week, what I'm going to talk about on this episode is an email that was sent to me by one of our members on our membership site, our training membership site. And his name is Sam. And Sam had asked me some questions in regards to, cleaning in place, if you will. When you're dealing with a wildfire, we don't necessarily pack out the house. Oftentimes things are cleaned in the structure because we're dealing with, mostly smoke, right? Soot damage, if you will, or contamination. So it's not necessarily something that we have to pack a house out for. Now we might, because let's say if we're going to paint a room for some reason, maybe we're washing the walls and it's a flat paint and it's going to streak. You're going to probably have to do painting. So then you might pack out part of the house and then do part of it clean in place. But Sam's big question was about HEPA vacuuming. So I want to address HEPA vacuuming with wildfire. Again, there's a lot of, because of the wildfire, the ash that we're dealing with, soot, is not generally a greasy situation. It's very powdery, if you will, and often quite dusty. So it can become airborne very easily. So a couple of things I want to address, not only the HEPA vacuuming, but PPE gear as well. So what you're going to want to do is definitely have HEPA vacuum with you. I like canister vacuums as well as some backpack vacuums. My concern about backpack vacuums, and I'll caution you, is that if you're wearing them and you're in a house that has contents and you're kind of moving around, you got to be really careful because it's hanging off your back and you can smack a piece of furniture, knock over a lamp, or things like that. So you got to be real careful and aware of that. But HEPA vacuuming the contents as well as the structure is absolute. You're going to have to do that. And I would do that right away while everything is in place. Then after you've HEPA vacuumed, like the contents, let's say, then we could move them out into another area, then HEPA vacuum the structure, clean the structure, and then bring the contents, decontaminate them outside the clean area, bring them back in that area. So I would definitely be HEPA vacuuming everything before I even moved it. And if you're going to pack up in this kind of a scenario, if you're going to do a pack out, I would absolutely do a HEPA vacuuming, before I put it into the box. And I also want to stress that be sure you're inventorying, guys. Okay, if you pack anything in a box, you need to be inventorying. So now let's talk a little bit about PPE gear. Wear it. Okay. I cannot tell you how appalled I am at so many that are out doing this kind of work and they don't wear any PPE gear. There's no booties on your feet. There's no Tyvek suits. There's not even a pair of gloves on your hands, guys. Like that is not okay. Respirators. I like the Max Air cappers. I just absolutely feel I won't even go on a job without one anymore. It's very comfortable, kind of feels like you have air conditioning on your head. And for any of you who have worn a respirator, you know that is not normally the case. But you've got to have your crew in PPE gear. This is like, again, in the wildfire scenario, you're dealing with ash that's very like dust. And you start moving things around, and even if you don't see it, because the particles are so tiny, it's there and you're breathing that stuff and it's landing on your skin and it's getting in your eyes. So you've got to have proper PPE gear on your team. At a minimum, you should be in a Tyvek suit so that your skin's covered, along with, I like the ones that have the booties in them, but if they don't have the booties in them, then you have to have booties on as well. And then a pair of gloves, some kind of respirator mask, as well as eye protection. Again, I prefer the full face Max Air cappers, just out of sheer number one, comfort up front. Number two, they work amazing. They actually came from the medical industry. So those are always a wonderful thing to have. And the other thing is that, so many people don't wear PPE gear because it's uncomfortable, they say. So, you know what else is uncomfortable? Getting cancer. Okay. Like really uncomfortable. So make your team as comfortable as possible, but you have to make sure that they wear that PPE gear. So HEPA vacuuming for sure before you move items out of the contaminated area, then HEPA vacuuming the structure, and then doing the cleaning of that structure. Then you clean the contents to bring them back in. Okay. All right, Sam. Well, I hope that answered your question. Great. Please be sure that if you have questions about anything restoration, fire, wildfire, whatever that may be, please be sure and send me an email, anisa@firehouseeducation.com. And in the subject line, put Ask Anisa. And guess what? If you do that, I just might feature you on next week's Ask Anisa video call.